All right, so we're assessing this air handler right here for a brand new iFlow unit. We've got to kind of look around, double check where everything is. Of course, our primary and our secondary here. Primary has a coupling right here, so I wouldn't want to go with a saddle here. I probably would go with it here if I was going to do that. But on this unit, I think we're going to go with a direct-to-pan installation, which means drilling a hole through the side of the unit itself, putting a grommet in there, and then run the hose directly to the pan. That's your best way to install the iFlow. So we got to figure out where we're going to do this. So I really don't want to do anything through the faceplate right here, because I might have to be taken off for maintenance later. So I think what's going to be the best is probably right about in here someplace, and I'll run the hose through there, and I'll probably hang that unit right here, so it's easy to access for replacing those bottles or any maintenance that may happen in the future. Now I'm going to be installing this using the grommet. Be very careful if you're using a step bit. Always test your hole. Make sure you don't go too far right off the bat. And right about there, I think that step is going to be the one for me here. Push that grommet in. Make sure you clean up the area around a little bit. You don't want to leave the little metal shavings around, that might actually start to cause an abrasion on that hose. So now I'm going to mount this bracket right here. I'm going to do it right on the stud. It's close enough. We've already measured the hose to make sure that there's enough length of that hose to go from here all the way into the drain pan. And we've included the bubble right on the bracket, so it's very easy to make sure that you're mounting it level. And all you have to do now is just hang the head unit right on that bracket. Now you're just going to run that hose right through the grommet you just created, and you're going to mount it to the pans inside. Now, being a horizontal unit, this one has multiple pans. There's a higher level and a lower. Always mount it to the highest pan in the system using the clip that's included in your kit. This ensures that solution is cleaning throughout the entire system and all the way out the drain lines of the house. Now we just have to plug in the wiring. The larger white one, that's the 24-volt wiring. And the smaller black plug, that intercepts the float switch signal. To power up our device, I'm going to find where our 24-volt is connected from our primary transformer, which is typically a 40 VA. A factory 40 VA transformer is perfectly sufficient. Our unit runs at about 400 milliamps when it's actually dispensing, so it's very important to make sure where the control circuit transformer is and power our device off of that. So we're going to connect our device to RNC on our primary circuit board, which again is coming from the control circuit transformer. So RNC right here is what we're going to tap into. And of course, we're going to use blue for the common in this scenario. Obviously, make sure it's tight and there's no loose connections. Double check to make sure, none of the other wires came out as well. Now we're going to connect the red in the exact same way. All right, again, double check, make sure it's connected, it's tight, and we didn't loosen any other wires while we were working on this. Our 24-volt is now connected. And now we just have to connect the float switch wiring. All we're really trying to do is identify the load side of the last float switch. We've already identified this prior to this. I know this one right here is the one that I need to tap into. So this is the load side, or the lead that's running to the last float switch. To do this, I'm just going to use the existing wire nut. I'm just going to splice myself right into there and put that wire nut right back on. That's all that needs to be done. All it's really doing is intercepting that float switch signal. Now, we are not a float switch, and we do not have the ability to shut this system down. We're just intercepting the signal. All that's left to do now is button this up, open your iFlow app, and commission the device, and the app will walk you through the entire process.